Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing someone else is making your decisions. The anger you can't explain, the jealousy that surprises you, the way you ruin good things for no reason. What if this isn't really you? Psychologist Carl Jung called this hidden force the shadow self, a part of your mind filled with everything you've been taught to hide. By the end of this video, you'll discover how your shadow secretly controls your life and the exact steps to break free. But first, let me ask, have you ever said something cruel and instantly regretted it? Felt like a fraud even when you're succeeding? Wondered, why do I keep making the same mistakes? If yes, your shadow is in charge. Let's change that. Deep inside your mind, there's a hidden version of you. It's made of every emotion, desire, and memory you've ever buried. Shame, rage, secret ambitions. Carl Jung called this your shadow self. From childhood, you were taught to hide unacceptable parts of yourself. Don't cry. Don't be selfish. Don't stand out. So you locked these pieces away. But here's the scary truth. What you ignore doesn't disappear. It grows stronger, and one day it takes over. Think of your mind like an iceberg. The tip above water is your good self, the person you show the world. But beneath the surface lies something darker and far more powerful, your shadow. It forms when you suppress emotions to fit in. As a child, if you were scolded for crying, you learned to hide sadness. If you were punished for speaking up, you buried your voice. These rejected pieces don't vanish. They gather in the shadows waiting to strike. Your shadow doesn't play fair. It sabotages you in ways you can't see. Have you ever gotten a promotion, then suddenly started making careless mistakes, or pushed away someone you loved? That's your shadow whispering, "You don't deserve this." It feeds on fear and shame, tricking you into self-destruction. Jung warned, until you face your darkness, it will control your life, and you'll call it fate. Your shadow hates being ignored, so it projects your flaws onto others. If you secretly crave attention, you'll hate selfish people. If you envy confidence, you'll mock arrogant coworkers. The traits you judge most harshly in others are often the ones you've buried in yourself. This is why fights with loved ones feel so explosive. You're not really angry at them. You're raging at the parts of yourself you refuse to see. Michael was everyone's favorite nice guy. He never argued, never complained. When his boss blamed him for mistakes, he smiled and apologized. But inside, resentment boiled. One day, his boss accused him unfairly. Normally, Michael would stay quiet, but this time he exploded. "I'm done being your punching bag." The office froze. Later, Michael realized years of buried anger had taken control. His shadow had finally broken free. Your shadow thrives in secrecy. It hides in your sudden jealousy, your unexplained fears, your habit of procrastinating on dreams. It's why you freeze during job interviews or push away love. These aren't flaws, they're your shadow protecting itself. It'd rather keep you stuck than risk exposure. But here's the truth. Your shadow isn't evil. It's a wounded part of you, screaming for attention. Jung believed your shadow speaks through dreams, recurring nightmares, unexplained phobias. These are clues. A man terrified of heights dreamed of falling, only to realize he was falling into a career he hated. A woman who feared abandonment dreamed of being chased, a reflection of her guilt over leaving a toxic relationship. Your shadow uses symbols to send warnings. Ignore them, and they'll turn into real-life crises. For centuries, societies have silenced those who exposed uncomfortable truths. Socrates was killed for asking questions. Galileo was jailed for proving the earth moves. Why? Because truth-tellers force people to face their shadows. Today, we do this to ourselves. We numb emotions with scrolling, shopping, or binge-watching. But the shadow grows louder. It's why nice people suddenly rage, why successful people feel empty. Suppression is a time bomb. The solution isn't to fight your shadow, it's to understand it. Shadow work isn't about fixing yourself. It's about uncovering hidden parts of your soul and giving them a voice. Think of it like adopting a stray dog. The more you ignore it, the more it misbehaves. But show it kindness, and it becomes a loyal companion. Your shadow holds energy you can't imagine, if you stop fearing it. Next time someone irritates you, pause. Ask, what does this say about me? If a friend's ambition annoys you, maybe you were shamed for wanting success. If laziness triggers you, maybe you're exhausted from overworking. Your biggest judgments are mirrors. Write them down. Patterns will emerge, and they'll shock you. Grab a notebook. Write down every ugly thought you've hidden. I resent my parents for. I'm jealous of. I'm terrified people will find out. No filters, no judgment. This will hurt. But pain is the shadow's language. Burn the pages after if you need to. The goal isn't to keep these thoughts. It's to stop letting them control you. Yes, literally say, I see you. I hear you. You're part of me. But you don't control me anymore. This feels silly at first, but it works. Soldiers use this to heal PTSD. Artists use it to cure creative blocks. By acknowledging your shadow, you take back power. That rage, it's courage in disguise. That fear, it's a compass pointing to growth. Your shadow isn't a curse, it's a superpower. Steve Jobs' shadow drove his perfectionism and his temper. Oprah's shadow fueled her fear of rejection and her empathy. The parts of yourself you hate hold the keys to your greatness. The goal isn't to eliminate darkness, it's to use it as fuel. You have two options. Ignore your shadow. Stay stuck in cycles of anger, fear, and self-sabotage. Blame bad luck while your shadow runs the show. Face your shadow. Unlock courage, creativity, and peace. Turn your darkest parts into your greatest strengths. The choice is yours. But remember, time won't heal this. The longer you wait, the louder the shadow screams. Have you ever wondered why you keep dating the same type of toxic partner? Or why certain people trigger you instantly? Your shadow is magnetized to unresolved wounds. If you were shamed for needing help as a child, you'll attract partners who exploit your self-sufficiency. If you buried your anger, you'll attract friends who disrespect your boundaries. Relationships are mirrors. They show you the parts of yourself you've disowned. The coworker who annoys you, the lover who ghosts you. They're not random. They're your shadow's way of screaming, heal this. Every artist, writer, and innovator knows creativity thrives in the shadows. Van Gogh painted his despair into starry skies. Frida Kahlo turned physical pain into surreal masterpieces. Your shadow isn't just pain. It's raw, untapped creativity. That jealousy you feel toward a rival, it's a clue to your hidden ambitions. That fear of failure, it's proof you care deeply. Jung said, no tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. Your darkest emotions are brushstrokes waiting to paint your masterpiece. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison and emerged not with rage, but with forgiveness. How? He faced his shadow. In his cell, he journaled about his hatred for his oppressors and realized that hate would poison him. He integrated his shadow, turning pain into purpose. Similarly, Einstein's failures in school hit a mind that would reshape physics. Your shadow isn't a flaw. It's the seed of your legacy. What the world calls broken in you might be the exact thing that changes it. Chronic pain, unexplained fatigue, gut issues. Science proves trauma isn't just in your head. It's stored in your body. When you suppress emotions, your shadow turns them into physical symptoms. That stiff neck? Maybe it's resentment you've swallowed. That anxiety in your chest? Maybe it's dreams you've buried. Yoga, dance, or even screaming into a pillow can release these trapped shadows. Your body is a diary. Every ache is a page you've refused to read. Wars, greed, discrimination. These aren't just individual failures. They're humanity's collective shadow. Just as you project your flaws onto others, societies scapegoat marginalized groups to avoid facing their own darkness. The Holocaust, colonialism, climate denial. All are examples of a culture refusing to confront its shadow. But here's the hope. When enough individuals heal their shadows, societies transform. You're not just healing yourself, you're healing the world. Empaths don't just feel their own pain, they absorb others' shadows too. If you're overwhelmed by crowds, cry during movies, or feel drained after helping friends, your shadow is overloaded. Set boundaries. Say no. Journal. Is this emotion mine or someone else's? Empaths often bury their own needs to fix others, a sign of a neglected shadow. Protect your energy like a lioness protects her cubs. The world needs your sensitivity, but only if you don't let it destroy you. The positive thinking movement has a dark side, spiritual bypassing. Forcing yourself to just be happy while ignoring pain? That's shadow work's enemy. Even Buddha faced his demons, literally. He meditated under a tree until he conquered his shadows. True enlightenment isn't avoiding darkness, it's dancing with it. If your spirituality feels fragile, ask, what am I refusing to feel? Light without shadow is just a flat, lifeless photo. Perfectionists aren't born, they're made. If you were praised for achievements but shamed for mistakes, your shadow equates worth with perfection. You'll grind yourself into burnout, terrified of being exposed as flawed. But here's the truth. Your imperfections are portals to connection. Admit a mistake at work, and watch colleagues respect you more. Share a vulnerability, and watch friendships deepen. The shadow of perfectionism? It's a jailer, the key is in your pocket. Many self-sabotage success because their shadow feels unworthy. Imagine finally getting that promotion and feeling like an imposter, or achieving a dream and collapsing into depression. This is your shadow grieving the parts of you sacrificed for success. Did you silence your creativity for a corporate job? Abandon relationships for fame? Success without integration is a hollow victory. Ask, who did I have to become to get here, and who did I bury? Every villain in movies has a tragic backstory. Darth Vader, Killmonger, the Joker. Your shadow is no different. It's not a monster. It's a wounded child. That explosive anger. It's the voice of a kid who wasn't allowed to speak. That paralyzing fear. It's a teenager who never felt safe. When you hug these wounded parts instead of fighting them, they become your fiercest allies. Your rage turns into courage. Your fear turns into intuition. Your shadows become light. If you've made it this far, your shadow is begging you to act. Don't let this moment slip. Comment, I see you below, claim your power. Share this video with someone who's ready to stop running. Subscribe. Next week, we dive into turning trauma into triumph. Remember, the bravest thing you'll ever do is face the parts of yourself you've locked away. The door is open. Walk through it. The shadow is the cost of admission to greatness.